In the bottom right, for strategic innovation, as the red Protoss, we have DarthDalek derping with all of his probes. Okay, so we're getting trolled and he's gonna... Okay. So anyway, in the top left, about to get pro-brushed, for PasT Gaming, we have the yellow Zerg, XeNon. Dun dun dun, pro-brush. All the probes moving over here. Looks like they're trying to avoid the Overlord's pathing. We have what looks like one probe, but it is definitely not. This is a force to be reckoned with. This is like RuneScape when you got up like 100 level 3s all stacked on top of each other, and then you go run out into the wild and they all kill you. It's the exact same thing. One drone moving out. He's going to see this one probe with a very dark shadow, and I don't think he suspects a thing. Moving down here to take his natural expansion. All the probes, 11 of them moving up here into the main base. It looks like one probe, but it is certainly not. All of them about to fan out and take out all these drones. Everything getting killed. And this is going to be probably game number 5. Definitely a very bad position here for XeNon to be in. Freaking out with all of his drones. He does actually have more drones than his opponent. So as long as he gets a good fight here, yep, a pretty good fight here, all those probes of DarthDalek are going to fall. There is actually enough drones to take this out. Good drone drilling here, or probe drilling, rather, by DarthDalek. XeNon needing to kill these for sure. It looks like he is going to be able to drive them away. Only 6 probes remaining. Looks like they're going to get a couple more kills, though, before they get out of here. Nope, just barely misses a kill there. And the probes, they're looking to do some more damage. We do have probes still left at the base of DarthDalek as well, so take into consideration that even if these 6 probes die... Oh, we're going to lose another drone here. One drone gets taken out. Another kill. We do need to see that spawning pool go down. We did see XeNon trying to put it down. So, XeNon, he's in a decent position. His opponent does still have some probes here, but these probes are being extra annoying, and he has to be very careful, otherwise he can still lose this game. So only 5 drones are attacking here against the 6 of DarthDalek. Needs to be extra careful here and take these out. There's a pretty bad drone micro here from XeNon. He needs to get control of this or he's going to lose the game. So let's just do a big box here. We can see the amount of units versus each other. Still needs to be really careful though. He's losing a lot of drones. And we still see probes in production here for DarthDalek, so he's really not as behind as we might think. So drones moving down here trying to take care of these probes. They're being extra annoying. That's for sure. We are probably going to see another drone fall. And DarthDalek is actually ahead in supply now, you guys. We do have the spawning pool finished. Not enough money, actually, to make any Zerglings. He needs to press C and return all of these drones, or the minerals. So we can see a couple Zerglings in production now. Another drone's going to get taken out. A spine crawler goes down. Not quite able to deal with the micro here. And we have a forge. We have a forge that was produced. And it looks like the hatchery and the natural was canceled. And this drone in big trouble. Looks like it's going to go down. Oh, it barely escapes into the drone line. So we have a Protoss with more supply now than our Zerg player. No Zerglings in production. Okay, we have one now being morphed. But it's looking pretty bad here for XeNon. He's taking a lot of damage to these probes. And it looks like the spine crawler's finished, but really, I mean, DarthDalek has come ahead with this build. And just one probe's left. It's now scouting. DarthDalek ahead, definitely. We need to see that hatchery go down here in the nat for XeNon. Needs to try to get his economy back in control here. Pun intended. And probes moving out here, trying to do a little micro, keep the weaker one alive. Really good micro here by DarthDalek, I will say. This photon cannon in its current position is going to take about 8 Zerglings to kill. So that's something to take into consideration. But it looks like the probes, they're barely going to get across the map. One probe here with 3 kills. An absolute champion. And it is going to be able to get away. Photon cannon taking out both of the Zerglings. Ooh, one barely escaping with 1 HP. That is now the Scouter's Zergling designated. And the third base coming out here from XeNon. A very good move. I'd like to see just non-stop droning from him. Let's go to units here. We are at 23 probes to 15. A massive lead here in favor of Dalek. Check the income tab. Grossly in favor of DarthDalek. Little drone, probe harass working very well for him. And XeNon in kind of a bad position here. Transferring immediately down to the natural expansion. A good call. Needs to get his economy back up. We do now have a Protoss with half a saturated base on the gold, ahead of the Zerg player. Never a good position to be in as a Zerg player, and to be behind 10 workers. So 100 gas has just been mined, link speed has been finished, and I will expect to see him pull off of gas to get his mineral income back to where it needs to be. But currently he's in a very bad position, guys. 31 harvesters to 19. Very worried for our Zerg player XeNon. Probe harass did a lot of damage. We see a spore crawler in production. As well as an evolution chamber and a second spore crawler too. So, Stargate in production here for DarthDalek, going for the absolute most cancerous thing he can think of, and putting down his third base. Wait, where is this going? What are you doing? Okay, so he's just going to scout the third base, and he's going to as well scout the natural expansion. So we're going to see some zombie toss, guys. We see double Stargate. Ooh, actually double. That could be Void Ray. It could also be double Phoenix. It's certainly possible. But we'll have to see what he decides to produce off of that. So it looks like DarthDalek put down 2 cannons just to kind of stay safe from those pesky Zergling drops. But, yep, so it's going to be double Oracle, actually, guys. So, if we see 4 Oracles come out, it could be absolutely devastating to XeNon. I think 4 Oracles could actually end the game, if they're microed properly. So we can check our units again here. Protoss player favored in terms of economy. Let's check our production again. And is it going to be double Oracle again? That's the question. It's the question on everyone's mind. Is it double Oracle? Are you going to do it again, you crazy man? Double Nexus on the way. Also quite crazy. So what are you going to do? We have 16 Zerglings in production here. I think that could be pretty good here against Dalek. But we got the double Oracle coming in here into the third base of XeNon. Economic damage that he cannot afford to take. Drones getting killed, picked off one by one. 7 drones have been killed. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oop, barely misses the 12th one. 11 have been killed. You can check the total amount of drones that have been killed, and that is going to be 19 for this game so far. So absolutely devastating losses here. XeNon getting crippled. Legendary harass by DarthDalek in the beginning of the game with like 11 probes. And we now have a fleet being finished, guys, and we have double Tempest in production. Alright. Alright, you guys. We've got 2 Tempests on the way. I think once we see this Tempest come out, it's going to be game. I think we're going to see a GG from XeNon. Even more probes or drones getting killed. We're doing a massive amount of drone kills here. 24. XeNon's come back before from this type of position, but I don't think it's going to be possible this game, you guys. So we got more Zerglings in production here. Making up a nice little Zergling ball. 29 Zerglings. But Proton overcharge, too good. Let's see what he decides to do with these Zerglings. So many cannons. So many Mothership Core cannons. 99 Banelings being morphed. And Tempest getting their shots off. I'm sure right now he's just cringing at the cancerous Protoss that he has just faced. Very interesting play, I will say. You don't see drone or worker drilling very often. And it looks like he's coming over here to check the possible 4th base or get a nice angle in here on the natural expansion. Unfortunately, there's just too many cannons for him to deal with. And he's going to have a real rough time doing any damage to this Protoss player. So all the Banelings running right into the... oh gosh, what's it called? Fleet Beacon. Running right into the Fleet Beacon. And honestly, I expect him to just say GG at this point. But he might decide to stick through. We got 4 Stargates out though, guys. That is a lot of air. So we'll have to see what he decides to do. If he's just going to turtle with all of his Tempests, or what he plans on doing. So we got just a small pack of Zerglings over here on the right hand side, and I guess they're going to be able to stop that Nexus from going down, providing he doesn't move them. But Spire on the way, and we do see that XeNon is still droning, but he is real far behind. 72 probes. Killed the one over here. To 48. So nearly a 2-to-1 ratio in favor of DarthDalek when it comes to workers. So I think XeNon just not wanting to quite give it up yet, guys. Wants to hold out as long as he can until it's truly over. Tournament style. Does not want to give in, that's for sure. And I don't blame him either. Never want to give up, that's for sure. So let's just watch the camera here of our Protoss player. See what he's doing. Building things. Building up those Tempest. His probes are under attack. And the Tempest absolutely annihilating all the Zerglings. All of them getting killed. In the production tab. Spire is just finishing. If he's able to get out enough Mutalisk, he might have a chance against these 6 Tempest. But, ooh, he's going for Corruptors. Not a bad decision. I think if he's able to kill these Tempest before the carriers come out, guys, he might be okay. We can check it economically. They're starting to even out, surprisingly. But we need to see that these Tempests are killed before the carriers come out. Otherwise, it's never going to happen. There's a very small window here for XeNon to do something and come back in this game. But 8 Tempest versus 8 Corruptors? No way. I think the Corruptors lose that every game. Every time. How you get the red pylon? There's a setting that you can change the intensity of the color of your units. I'm not going to go to it right now, but yeah, there's an option in gameplay. So anyway, so we got a huge army here for our Protoss player. We can check army as soon as these carriers pop. It's going to be massive. But we just have non-stop Corruptor Viper in production. He's doing his best. He's trying to come back, guys. But it's rough. He needs to try to get... Not rough, the player. He needs to make more hatcheries and extractors and get as much gas as he can going. And probably a second Spire, so he can try to get as much upgrades, too. But DarthDalek maxing out here. Let's check our army. Tempest sieging away with their massive range. I can zoom out and see their whole range. Barely. So they're quite the unit. So carriers, they're over here in the 4th base, 3rd base. And I think we're just kind of waiting on DarthDalek to finish the game, but I think XeNon's pretty much out of this, you guys. Good old Sky Toss. Only way to beat him is by getting infestors and neuroparasiting the whole army. If you can't beat him, join him. So we still got Tempest in production here. We got our +2 just finishing up here for air. We do have a real mothership on the way too, guys. I think as soon as that's finished, we're going to see a move out. Well, we got a decent amount of Corruptors out here on the map. We have a couple of Vipers as well. 4 Vipers now, 2 in production. And we have more Corruptors on the way. We're at a 50 supply deficit here for XeNon. Army supplies grossly in favor of DarthDalek. Just too many damn Tempest. 14 Tempest, 5 carriers. And he is just going full cancer. Cannons everywhere. Bunch of Sky Toss. Very formidable way to play Protoss raids, that's for sure. Cannons absolutely everywhere. The Zerg used to have the answer to this, and they'd go Swarm Host and just make a billion spores, but that option is out the door. We're at 92 probes here for DarthDalek. And remember, all of this started off of a drone or probe drill attack. So it's crazy that we've reached this point after such a crazy beginning. 1 Broodlord in production, not necessary, that's for sure. But Tempest finally sieging up the 4th base here. And we got the Corruptors moving in. They're going to just fall right back into those cannons. And all the Interceptors are going down, but so are the Vipers. We have one Parasitic Bomb go down. And the Corruptors are trying to get in here and do some damage. Taking out the Mothership. And a couple of Carriers. He's over top of all of these cannons, though, and they're doing massive damage. He needs to kill all of these Interceptors that have survived. Looks like all the Carriers fell, guys. Yeah, every Carrier was killed. This is very loud as well. I'll just turn this down just a little bit. Screaming over myself. So anyway, Corruptors moving in here, taking a piss on this base. Not even a big deal. DarthDalek doesn't need the money. But we got Interceptors still swarming over there. Corruptors moving around, trying to do something. Needs to take out these Tempests at all costs. But XeNon, definitely in trouble here, guys. Need you to channel for him. So, Observer, scouting this whole Corruptor army. And we need to see XeNon just get in here and kill him. Get rid of all these Tempests. 3-3 is about to hit. Very small window was there for the Corruptors to kill the Tempest, but not anymore. Too many photon cannons. Perfect fallback position here for the Tempest. And we got a bunch of Corruptors here moving down into this base, whatever one it is. The 9th base or something. Taking out the Nexus. Taking a big old piss right on the Nexus. And that falls. You'll see him run out of here. And we got the Tempest Golden Armada moving in. 20 Tempests moving into the main base of XeNon. Forcing an engagement here. XeNon needs to pull back or all of his tech is going to be destroyed. All the Corruptors pulling back. We have +2, +1 for the Corruptors in terms of attack and armor. And looks like the Tempest, now that they've done their damage, they're falling back into the range of the cannons to get some support where there is no anti-ground for XeNon's army. Tempests are falling, but the cannons are pressuring away the Corruptors. So the Corruptors forced to move away, but the incredible range of the Tempest forcing an engagement, and XeNon's losing his own army, units that he cannot afford to lose. And looks like XeNon's moving right, or DarthDalek rather, is moving right back up here into the main. No reason he can't. When you have this many cannons around the map, you have plenty of fallback positions for your Tempest. And the Corruptors are moving in here, trying to do something, trying to take out some Tempests, doing his best. Taking out quite a few Tempests, doing pretty well against them. Trading very cost efficiently, I will say. But as soon as he gets into the range of these cannons, he's not going to be able to do anything. So more Tempests falling. You can see the bank here. Oops, sorry about that. You can see the bank here for DarthDalek is quite high. So even if he loses units, it's not a big deal for him to replace them. Quite the opposite there for XeNon, though. And this is the final units of XeNon against these Tempests. Trying to take out as many of them as he can. But they are all falling. XeNon is broke. Corruptors retreating. Carriers have arrived. And the Golden Armada is complete. Looks like XeNon's pulling all of his drones. He still wants to stay in it. He doesn't want to give up. And he's still producing Corruptors. He's not going to give up until it's truly over. But we know it's pretty much over as observers. Regardless, XeNon, a true warrior, a true champion, staying in the game. And the carriers have arrived, sending out all their interceptors. Tempest shooting, the Corruptors freaking out, flailing around, getting absolutely decimated by the interceptors, and GG is called. Game number 5 for Strategic Innovation.